to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
And I am back. Once again, it is a Sunday afternoon, and I am tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And I am very happy to say that the weather I have been looking forward to is actually here. We are officially in fall. The leaves have changed. They have fallen off the tree. I know it's been like 3 weeks since I've been here, but let me catch you up on the weather. It's the most important part of this podcast. The leaves are laying on the ground. They have fallen out of the trees. We still have occasional nice days out here. No snow yet. We've had some rain. We've got a little cool breeze. I think officially today, in fact, I'm going to mark it here. What is today? Sunday, November 9th. I am allowing my wife to start our first fire in our wood-burning stove. We don't have central heat in our house. Well, we do. We have a furnace in our house that doesn't work, hasn't worked right or efficiently since the day we moved in. And rather than pay $1,000 a month heating bills, which we did the first year that we moved in here, we burn wood heat. And so I've always been afraid to every year. I try to hold off as long as I possibly can from letting my wife start a fire. Because once we start a fire in that wood-burning stove, it does not go out until spring. It's nonstop. That's the way we heat our whole house. So I've been kind of holding off a little bit. But today, November 9th, and the fire is in the wood stove. In fact, I know it is because she told me I had to go get wood later on because she has started it. So there we go. It begins now. If we would just get a little snow. I need a little snow. I needed some blizzards. I got some crap to do here in the war room. I want to start reloading, but as long as it's semi-nice outside, I don't feel like I can spend a lot of time in here. I need to be out doing other things. So what have I been up to for 3 weeks? Well, I had a hunt. I was finishing my hunting season, which we struck out on that, me and my two boys. I was sick for a week. I was coughing and hacking and all kinds of stuff. Bad head cold, sinus cold, freaking COVID 76. I don't know what I had, but I had something, but I feel much better now. But there's just no way I can come out here and talk on the freaking podcast. In fact, you'll probably hear me, excuse me. See, I told you. You'll probably hear me coughing and stuff, clearing my throat a little bit on the show today. But what have I been up to? Just some classes, some permit classes. We're kind of winding down the men's and women's shooting academies. We've done, some of them have done gun cleaning class, which we do toward the end of the season. Some of them have done the night shoots already, which we'll talk about those. Those are super fun. So yeah, we're just kind of cleaning those up, probably get those finished up in the next couple weeks. I think I do have one of the groups stretched out for a first aid class, a stop the bleed class, into December, because I owe them a class because we had to cancel once for bad weather. So anyhow, I got to make good on my promises. I got to make good on what I say is going to happen. So they are coming back on a Thursday evening in December for that class. Not a big deal. Let's talk about some of these night shoots. I guess I could back up even more, just a little bit. Not that anyone ever really sees this room that I'm in here right now, the war room, but I reorganized this thing, and I reorganized my little podcast studio, and I'm liking the setup so far. I got me a bigger, cushier chair to sit in that, no one really cares about any of that except for me. When I first started doing this podcast, I'd have 3 other guys. So we'd have a total of 4 people on the podcast. That does not take place or happen anymore. I might get an occasional guest, and that's cool. I'll have anyone on the podcast. I have zero problems with it. But I had an extra table in here and it was taking up a lot of room, and I didn't need it in here. So I got rid of it, rearranged some of my desks. I said, got me a cushier chair. This is much nicer. Like, I've cleared out so much room, so much area in this room that, man, I could actually probably clean some guns in here. Don't tell anyone. But I'll probably end up doing that here sooner or later. I have snuck out and cleaned a couple of the ones that were giving me some issues. What else has happened? Oh, the night shoots. I'm all over the place, folks. No plan. Okay. The night shoots. I had threw up some pictures and some video on the Patriot Defense Facebook page, all the social media pages, Instagram and whatnot, of some stuff from our night shoot. One of the gentlemen brought when you shoot at night, you see the muzzle flash, and you see fire, and you see all kinds of cool stuff. And so that's kind of what the night shoot's all about. So I let these guys bring some other guns to class, as long as they're safe. And, we shoot in the right direction and all that good stuff. And one of them brought his black powder stuff. The second year in a row that someone's brought black powder stuff. And this guy brought a black powder pistol and a black powder rifle. And it was pretty cool, man. I threw up some pictures and the fire and all kinds of stuff, man. So go check it out. It makes for some really good pictures. We had another guy show up, and he had bought an FRT trigger for his Taurus TX22. And I don't know if you guys saw that video or not, but go check it out. I tell you what, that little Taurus TX22 with FRT trigger in it is absolutely fantastic. If you don't know what a FRT, big yawn, sorry. I woke up this morning and ran out and ran like 7 miles, and I ate some lunch, and I turned the heater on out here in the war room, and it's making me a little sleepy, guys. I apologize. That was really rude, yawning in the microphone, but it is what it is. If you get a chance, if you have a Taurus TX22, you should look into getting yourself one of these FRT triggers. It is fun. I shot like 20 rounds out of the thing in just about 2 seconds. It's pretty impressive at night too. And the thing just runs and runs and runs, and everyone had just a blast with that thing. So now I'm looking at I already have one of the TXs. I use it for class. I won't say it's getting wore out, but I thought about getting another one and pairing it with an actual red dot so students can shoot it as well. And if I do that, then I will probably go ahead and just take this old one that I've had and put an FRT in it and just dedicate that as something fun to shoot, something fun to hand family members or even students in certain classes hey, try this. This is fun. Shoot this. So that's kind of what I'm leaning toward doing, just have a dedicated one. But if you get a chance to do it, check it out. I posted that video, and I had an ex-student of mine, who's been a student in the past, and he follows the Facebook page and stuff, that told me that he's got one, and he's also 3D printed a mag extension that'll make it so the magazines will hold 30 rounds. So that's fun. If you're going to have an FRT trigger, you might as well have magazines that will hold a ton of rounds at once. So I don't know. Maybe that's in my future. We shall see. Right now, the Bills are getting all the money. Nothing fun to spend money on, really, at least in the way of new firearms. Speaking of academies, the registrations for academies are up and running. Excuse me. You can get registered next year. For the next year classes. They run February through November, the men's and the women's. So that's they're super fun classes, folks. We start at the very beginning. We go through everything. We go clear to the end. You're drawing a gun, you're shooting the gun, you're cleaning the gun. You're very confident with the gun and pretty darn well proficient, depending on what level you started at when you started the series. So if you're interested in something like that, take a look at the social media page or reach out to me, and we can get you all registered, set up, answer any of your questions that you might have. Man, I'm doing a lot. It's probably because I didn't plan anything. I don't have anything written down. This is just all coming off the top of my head. But I also have an elite group. And this elite group this year, there it is again. This year is the first year for the elite group, and it consists of just men. There was 4 people in the elite group, and it looks like we're pretty much down to just about 2, maybe 3 left. The other guy had to leave for some reasons. He was not able to complete it. So now the opportunity for for other students to test their way into this elite group, they have to run a qualification. They have to pass it. So I got a handful of other guys from the men's group that want to do it. But what I'm excited about that. We need to get some new blood in there. It's a super fun group. We have a great time. But what I'm really excited about is there is a couple of ladies that want to try and pass the qual to get into this elite group. Now, most of the women in my women's classes, they're good shooters. But they're doing it for different reasons. They want to go out and shoot with their husband. They want to do this. They want to do that. They're not looking to join necessarily the elite group. It seems like the advanced and the basic is just good enough for them, and that's where they want to be, and that's fine. But this is open for men and women, this elite group. So I'm pretty excited that we are going to possibly have a couple of ladies in that group of shooters. It'll be fun. It'll be challenging. I look forward to it. Now, one of the things that we've been doing here, I've been kind of testing out this year, and I started it with probably 3-ish months ago. I had a student by the name of Jeremy working with the VTAC barricade, and so he was working with that. And if you aren't sure what that is, go check out the video or just look up VTAC barricade. It's a barricade. It's, ironically enough, it is cut kind of in the shape of Idaho. It's got excuse me. You're going to hear that all podcast today. I apologize, but that's what happens after a cold. It's got all different kinds of different shaped holes and everything cut into this. And you can use it for both handguns and rifles. Mainly people use it for rifles. Here, we use it for mostly handgun stuff because that's what I do here. And I had Jeremy running this. I had another guy running it. And then I had one of these ladies that wants to try to qual for the upper echelon group there. I had her messing around on the VTEC barricade. And everyone that's ran it has ran it really well. She ran it really good. It's kind of interesting because she kind of gave the guys, even though they weren't there doing it at the time they'd done it previously, she kind of gave them a run for their money because you work your way from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, and there's to the point where you're down prone on the ground and you're trying to figure out how to find these targets through these holes, especially the very bottom holes that are on the ground. And the guys, were built different than women, and flexibilities are different, and so the guys had a different way of doing it. And then Alexa, she's the one that ran this. She'll be listening to this podcast, hopefully. She had a different way of being able to access and acquire the targets through the bottom holes as well. A little more flexible than the gentleman. And it's kind of fun to watch. The VTAC, once you learn how to do it, you have to problem solve. You have to problem solve to run this. You got to hold that gun at a certain cant. You got to be able to to see through your red. It's going to be nonstop today. You have to be able to see through, view your red dot, view the target, and make sure you got the height over bore thing going on so you don't shoot a hole right through the VTAC barricade. Because we don't want to do that. We want to shoot through the holes that are cut into it, not make our own. But there's a lot of problem-solving skills and stuff that has to happen when you're running the barricade. It's kind of interesting to watch, and I've had more requests from other people they want to try and work with the barricade. So I might do that a little more in the future. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to hold the barricade out just for that upper echelon elite group, kind of a benefit for them. We will see where that goes, though. So a couple dates coming up. Let's talk about January 1st really quick. January 1st this year is not just the beginning of the year, but it is the first date. It is the date where you, if you are buying anything that's class 3, so if you're buying an SBS, SBR, or a suppressor, as of January 1st, those items still have to be registered when you purchase them, but you do not have to pay the extra like $200 tax, $300, whatever. I think it's $200. You don't have to pay the tax stamp on that item. They've officially done away with that, which is good. I really wish that they would take them off the registration list, but I know a lot of people that have gone out and they have stuff ready to go, or they've got stuff picked out, just waiting for the first day of January to show up so they don't have to pay that extra money. So good for them. If that's you, I mean, let me know what you get and let me know what you got. Sure love to hear about it. I'm myself am considering a suppressor. We'll see. There's a gun I want to buy. I still want to buy the Springfield Armory Cuna. That, and I would still love a tactical lever action. But right now, the Cuna is kind of on my list. I think that little Cuna with a suppressor on it would make just a kick-ass home defense rifle, 9mm. So I'm kind of looking forward to something like that. You know, outfit it with a light, outfit it with a dot, an optic of some kind. I think it'd be a great setup, a great gun for that. So that's, I don't have the money to purchase it now, but hopefully soon. I got to get some more of those men's and women's academy registrations coming in. People need to do that before Christmas, before they run out of money. That's the way I see it. So looking forward to that and possibly owning my first suppressor. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking at my list here. Okay. Did we all heard about the Glock thing? I probably haven't talked about it on here because I haven't done a podcast in 3 weeks. Glock came and they announced a few weeks ago that they were doing away with almost all their current models of handguns, and they're coming out with what they called the Glock V series. Now, I believe that I think it's a few weeks. They're supposed to officially be done with the old ones. And if you go into the stores right now and look at all the older models of Glocks, like they are dwindling. They are hard to find. They're getting down to the nitty gritty. They're getting down to the weird ones and the odd calibers and stuff like that. And when you go and you talk to the stores just to get a feel for everything, they'll tell you they can't even go to their supplier and they can't even get the old Glocks anymore. What they have is what they have. And as of, I think, mid-December, my date might be off, but they're supposed to be coming out with the new Glock V series. And the reason why they did this is because the old series, there's in some of the inner cities, the gangs and stuff, people have been illegally attaching and what they call a Glock switch to the back of them, which essentially converts the thing into a full auto pistol. And that is highly illegal. With the Glock switch, they're highly illegal. And so Governor Gavin Newsom from the state of California decided he'd come out and he would ban Glocks. He would put Glocks on the not available in California list. He'd ban them from the state of California. And then all of a sudden, Glock came out and said, we're going to come out with this new series. We're going to discontinue our other series. We're coming out with this new V series. And what I found was very interesting enough was, first of all, why is Glock bending a knee to gun control? Why are they bending a knee to gun control? I look at this a little differently, and I'm probably wrong. I could be wrong, but it's just the way I see it. Why are they bending a knee to gun control? They're getting rid of their old ones. Glock doesn't change anything ever. Like, very rarely, maybe a stippling here or there, maybe a recoil spring here or there, but Glock really doesn't change anything. They just remain the same. And so the fact that they're coming out, just doing away with almost all this and coming out with this new series seemingly overnight, which throws up another red flag. Gavin Newsom banned the Glocks from the state of California because you could attach the Glock switch. And then within days or like a week, it seems, the Glock, all of a sudden, we're not doing this. We're going to get away from this. We're going to come out with this V series that is not built to be able to accept this Glock switch. and now we can sell guns in the state of California, and we'll go ahead and we'll add a little bonus for all our fanboys out there, and we're going to put in a Glock performance trigger in these guns instead of the old Glock trigger that everyone is used to. I find it fishy. I find it fishy that it happened so fast, seemingly overnight, and it's almost like they're trying to give back to their fans, their loyal customers by just kind of throwing them a bone and saying, "And we're going to add this Glock switch to it," or not Glock. So we're going to add this. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? We're going to add this Glock performance trigger to it instead on these V series. They'll all come with it, type of thing. It just seems so weird to me. Glock could have done a few different things. Glock could have decided just to make a separate line, maybe just the V series, that would be able to be California compliant, right? They could have done that. Instead, they just shut everything down and retooled, and now this is all they're making. It just seems like a pretty extreme direction to go, and then it happened so fast that you can't tell me. Sorry, you can't tell me this wasn't planned somehow. I don't get it. But now there's articles coming out calling into question all the companies that make the Glock clones. You've got the Shadow Systems, you got the Ruger RXM. So what are those companies going to do? Are they going to hold strong? Are they going to bow to being to gun control, to big gun control? Well, I don't know about what Ruger is doing. I haven't seen or read a statement. I couldn't find anything on their Facebook page or anything. Maybe I just missed it, or I looked in the wrong spot, but I haven't seen anything yet. Shadow Systems, though, they have actually put out a statement, and they created a line of California compliant pistols, and they're going to have all the rest is going to go out, and they're still going to sell those, and then they have the California compliant ones, which is, I think, a great way to go. And I would look at a company that does that and is saying, you're doing that, you're not giving in to gun control. You're just making it. You're a business. You want to make money. You want to remain profitable. So you're going to keep everything good for your old customers, and you're going to retool and make another line of guns that is California compliant for your customers in that state. Guess what? That shows you care. That shows that you want to remain relevant. I mean, it's not a big deal necessarily, and I guess it doesn't hurt anything that Glock's like, do away with this series, and now all we're going to make is this over here. But it's like they just took it. It's like they just bending over for gun control. They're bending over for Gavin Newsom, like a little gravel for traction, and we're calling it good. I mean, I don't know. That's wild to me. And my question is if you are a Glock fanboy, if you are a supporter of Glocks, they do make good stuff. It's not. It feels like crap. The trigger's garbage, and they're ugly, but they go bang. I mean, I'll give them kudos where kudos, should go. But if you're a fan of Glock, like, are you going to stay there and you're still going to support them? I know it's just a minor change, and it's not the change necessarily that I'm talking about. It's the fact that it looks like, whether you meant to or not, it looks like you just folded to gun control. You folded to Gavin Newsom. You folded to the state of California. Like, what the heck, man? I don't know. I mean, does that bother? If you're a Glock fan, does that bother you? I mean, that's my thoughts. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this new Glock V series. We'll see how they sell. We'll see what the outcome will be. But that's just a question I had bouncing around my skull. So, okay, Todd's journey to reloading this winter. And I know how to reload. It's been a few years. I have high hopes and high dreams of reloading quite a few rounds. And I don't know. It seems like I've got about 2 months to really hit it good, and then my classes will start again as far as my academies. They start in February. So if I can get at this starting at about the beginning of December, if we get some weather and I don't feel like doing anything else, I need to get started on my reloading. And not only am I going to reload, but I also cast my own bullets. I know I've mentioned that more often than not on here. So I can't just buy the bullets. So that's going to be some time that I have to deal with, as well as I have to cast and powder coat my own bullets. But I'm pretty excited because tomorrow I've upped my capabilities for being able to process and make bullets. And I got me a Lee. I'm moving up from a 2, okay? But a Lee 6-hole 9mm. What is it? Not a die, but a 6-hole mold for 9mm. So that'll be here tomorrow. So I got all the lead, I got the powder, I got the primer. Lord knows I got enough empty cases. Now I just got to make me some bullets. So this should make making the bullets a lot easier. But I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm really starting to fight this cough. And this is why I didn't do the podcast the last weekend, because, it was bad. But you get what you get. And I guess, if you don't like it, I'll give your money back. Whatever. But that is going to be the podcast for this weekend. As my throat clears up, I will start to do some more. We are getting into winter. I keep saying that, and then I drop the freaking ball. But we'll get you some more, because I got some more thoughts on some more things. And don't forget, follow me on all the social medias. Check us out. As winter comes, hopefully I'll start posting some more. Might even do some more stupid, silly videos for the TikTok. But we will see what happens. You guys have a good week. Stay healthy. Don't get out there and catch COVID-76 or whatever it was that I caught. Stay healthy. Enjoy your holiday. I'll see you guys in hopefully a week. Bye.